Welcome to the Inside Tack Show. We are, after all of that, exactly where we want to be. Well, almost. We are almost there. We have the AC match to go first against Emirates Team New Zealand, which gets underway on Saturday in a 1-7 shootout, which we're all very much looking forward to. Alongside me are Ben Ainsley and Dave Endine. We're going to get their thoughts in just a moment. But first, let's take a look back at that historic British victory in the LV Cup.
The race to face the defender in the match on October 12 begins right now. Are on their way to the first win. One race still to come today. Cannot wait for it. Let's go. This is racing like we haven't seen before.
They have some broken battens in their port.
Italy has been disqualified. The race is stopped.
They are closing fast, but will it be enough? And they will defeat Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli in race 5, and they will go ahead 3-2. Guess what? We're all locked up again. It's 3-all.
Oh, massive splashdown by the Italian team. Massive structural failure on board. Oh, that's a big speed loss for the Italian team. We saw that big wave.
They are 6-4 in the lead and one win away from the Louis Vuitton Cup final. INEOS Britannia rolls the waves of the Mediterranean with a 7-4 victory. They win the Louis Vuitton Cup and will meet Emirates Team New Zealand. Britannia winners of the Louis Vuitton Cup.
Now, if ever you wanted a showcase for your sport, that was it not? I mean, what was it like to not only compete in that, but also to come through it and to win it? Because to the rest of us watching, I mean, it was absolutely brilliant viewing. But what was it like to be part of?
No, it was great. It was a great series. It really was. I think it had everything, and it was a testament to two really strong, experienced teams going at it with pretty even boats. I mean, the performance was really hard to pick between the two teams, and we saw it. Went obviously to 7-4, and they pushed us incredibly hard, and of course massive relief for the team to got through that series, and then now looking forward to the Cup itself.
I mean, Dave, when you think about where the Cup's been and where it is right now, I mean, it is so close. When you see the racing like that against Luna Rossa Prada Pirelli and us and INEOS Britannia, it's like on a knife edge. Did you expect it to be that close going into that particular final?
No, I don't think I did. I think, we sort of saw boat differences in Auckland that created an edge for one team or the other, and obviously the Kiwis were much stronger there. But what we have here is creating an amazing sporting event, because it's punishing mistakes and it's rewarding teams that are executing well and great match racing skills on the course. So it's pretty exciting.
How intense has it been for you? I mean, you're leading things off the water. How intense a time has it been for you guys? I mean, luckily the shore team haven't had too many dilemmas to deal with, but how important is it just to keep everything on that, sorry for the pun, but even keel as we go into the AC match and just make sure everybody just keeps, going about their business?
Yeah, I think the mindset throughout the team is much the same as it is on the sailing team, where we just take one race at a time. And for us, that's one day at a time in the shed. Just keep pushing the boat out. We've got a good, reliable package, and we've learned a lot in the last 3 months leading up to the event. And we just need to keep doing our job every day and get that sort of boat out there ready to race.
Ben, your rivalry with Jimmy sort of found its way to a natural conclusion there. But, I mean, what would you say about the competitor that is Jimmy Spittle? And as he sort of says, well, this is me done. What's your reaction to that? Because you two have had some great tussles over the years, both as teammates, but also, separately too.
Yeah, we've known each other a long, long time. We've raced against each other and with each other. And, we talked about after the racing. You know, we've shared a lot through our careers. So certainly hats off to Jimmy for what he's achieved in the sport. But it's about so much more than that. You know, we know the America's Cup is the ultimate team sport, and we're supported by, you know, a big organisation. As Dave said, you know, it's not just about the sailors out there on the boat. It's the shore team, the designers, the engineer. You know, we're, you know, around about 150 people in this team, and each individual is putting a huge amount in to create that team environment and that team result. So, yeah, that's what we really focus on now, is making sure that in this process of the America's Cup that we're in, it's a long old journey to get all the way through to the Cup itself, and then obviously compete in the Cup. So for Dave, myself, the rest of the management team, it's about trying to make sure that we can keep the team, you know, focused, fresh for this next challenge in the America's Cup. And then again, as Dave said, out on the race course, making sure it's all about the execution of the starts, the manoeuvres, getting the boat up to speed, and of course it's going to be the ultimate challenge, taking on the Kiwis.
Yeah, and you mentioned how important the starts are there and where the focus is regarding the starts, and we've seen that over the course of the Cup itself, that there have been, you know, absolutely focus on the starts and getting those right for all the teams. Our pre-start coach, Ian Williams, has got some words on that. Let's hear from him.
Yeah, Lisa, maybe we follow him up and then drive down. He's high, just so you know. Yeah, coming down more. Hey, turning up hard. Hey, make it on, boys.
In match race, you just have to finish ahead of your opponent, and so anything you can do to slow them down, to impede them, is a benefit to you. So for sure, it's an aggressive part of a sport.
The British will be just matching and wanting to just tack right in front of the Swiss team here.
If you can manoeuvre your boat and get the other boat in trouble, get them off the foils, that obviously converts to a very big lead. It's a bigger gain than putting a penalty on the opposition.
Decision time for INEOS, putting Alinghi right in the dirt there.
Trying to push the other boats off the foils, if you can achieve that in the pre-start or anywhere around the course, then that's definitely a big win.
Yeah, still off the foil here.
Great start by Sir Ben Ainsley and his team on INEOS Britannia. They had a plan and they executed that.
Well, in the pre-start, you're really trying to deliver your boat to just behind the start line at start time.
Here we go. 3, 2, fly up plan.
Going as fast as possible. At the same time, anything you can do to prevent the other boat from being in that position is obviously a bonus.
Alinghi Red Bull Racing 4 metres over the line. Beautifully controlled by INEOS Britannia.
And then on top of that, you're also trying to think about the race course, which side of the course you want to be on. And so if you can be on the favoured side relative to your opponent, that's also a bonus.
So a great deal to think about, not just the pre-starts and the starts, but the nature of the match racing as well. What do we anticipate from Team New Zealand? Because we've seen them in anger a couple of times, but what are your readings on where they're at and their situation? It's difficult, isn't it, at this point?
Difficult as in, well, we know they're going to be the ultimate challenge, and you know they are the most successful team in the modern history of the Cup, and good reason for that. You know, they've got great management, design team, sailing team. They've huge experience they've developed over the last 30 years of being involved in the Cup game. I mean, the interesting thing about the relative performance is that actually there's only one team that knows that, or one organisation that knows that, and that is Team New Zealand, because they control the output of the television output for the event, for the Challengers series. They're getting that data of the performance of the challenging teams as they come through. Since they stopped racing in the round robins, we don't get any data on their performance, so we're a little bit blind to that. They will know the relative performance of the boats. We don't know, but I imagine it's going to be pretty tight.
So I'm guessing we enter into the America's Cup as, is it fair to say, underdogs, Dave?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this is, for this organisation, it's the first time being here too, so we're sort of stepping through, you know, with no idea of, or no, you know, preconceived idea of what's going to happen next, and like I said earlier, take it, you know, one step at a time, and they're going to have that experience of what it's going to mean coming down to it. But we've got to, you know, the last 3 weeks have been great for us to sort of gel and mould our program into, you know, something that produces a pretty rock solid performance. So.
We know that teamwork makes the dream work, but in terms of your relationship with Dylan, that's evolving really, really well. How do you think, have you been watching, have you been paying attention, have other people been paying attention on your behalf to the relationship between Nathan and also Pete, because they're going to be doing those corresponding roles, and I know that Dylan's got some history with Pete as well from previous sailing experiences. So, I mean, what can we read into that, if anything?
Oh, not very much. I think it's
it's
very simple, as Ian Williams rightly put it. You know, the goal is to finish ahead of the opposition. It's not that difficult, and it's no different in the America's Cup. That we know what the goal is. Of course, it's going to be seriously hard against the Kiwis. They're a class outfit. I said, you know, they've got a great sailing team, not just Nathan and Pete and Blair and the other guys, but it's the whole squad. But we've also got a great team, you know, and we've got people that have actually been in the America's Cup and won the America's Cup. So, yeah, we know what it takes to win at this level. We know the challenge is going to be, it's the ultimate challenge. And Dave's absolutely right. We're the underdogs in this. You know, the Kiwis, you know, they're the most successful team in recent history of the Cup. They've got an amazing outfit. They're in the final. They've had this time to develop their boat and prepare. You know, but we're up for being the underdog, and we're up for that challenge. And for us, ultimately, there's nothing to lose here and everything to gain. But also, I guess, I mean, what many people will say is that you're race ready. You're battle hardened. You're not broken and knackered. You're battle hardened, and you're race ready. You've come through a really seriously competitive couple of rounds, and you know the momentum possibly is with INEOS Britannia. What would you say to that? Well, I think that's the trade-off, isn't it? Between, you know, defender gets the time. They've had 3 weeks to prepare, make modifications to the boat. They've been getting the data from us. They've kind of got a reasonably good idea of what our performance and Luna Rosa's performance has been. And they're fresh. We've come through a really, really intense final, and we have to keep going. We can't really come up for air. We don't have the time to do that. So the intensity is on for our team, but we're already in that mode, and we just have to keep the hammer down. So yeah, I think there are pluses and minuses to either, but for sure we're going into this knowing that we've got just what an opportunity for us. And I guess, Dave, from your side as well, you've got to manage people, haven't you? Because that's the other thing, like you say, it's been a really intense period. It's been really, really busy. You want to give people some time off just to recuperate and get fresh going into the next bit. But actually, the trade-off is that losing that momentum, we've got to keep the intensity. Dave doesn't want to give anyone the day off. He doesn't know what time off is,
no.
So it's all right.
And it's funny because that sort of feeling right now is throughout the team where no one needs a kick in the pants right now or any motivation. It's all there, and everyone's hungry and excited and looking forward to it. So I think, you know, in 2 weeks' time, we'll have plenty of time to rest. So
quite right.
Let's not stop now.
And what have we been doing? I mean, we don't want to reveal all our trade secrets, but what have we been doing between the LV Cup final ending, other than that champagne moment on the stage, and to this point now where we're about to head into the real deal? What are we doing in this time?
I mean, we've got a bit of a routine where we strip the boat right back down and check everything, so which is routine maintenance for us. And there's nothing major in terms of wings or appendages or anything like that. We have some new sails coming online, and there's small tweaks which are making big differences to the way we perform on the water, and that's the remaining sort of gains for us. And we're seeing little steps forward still at this stage, which is exciting.
Are you saying that because you don't want to reveal anything major in the works? Is that just the party line?
I'll let you.
I couldn't possibly confirm or deny.
Exactly.
So in the coming days, what does the schedule look like for you as a sailing team?
We've got two more days. We're on the water. Forecast looks all right for the next couple of days in terms of getting out and getting some more practice time. There's still, like Dave says, there's still tweaks that we're making even at this stage, and frankly probably will still make during the final. And then we get into the racing at the weekend. The forecast looks sort of reasonably light to medium, maybe. Just depends how it plays out over the next 48 hours. But I think we should race, and we're looking forward to it. How crucial also those decisions that you make on the water going to be? We've seen different sail choices come into the fore because of the sea states. I mean, the Barcelona weather has been pretty unpredictable. It hasn't produced what we thought it might produce for any team. Yeah, these races are so tight, so every decision is critical, from sail choice to moding of the boat to getting off the start line. How you set the boat up and the techniques of sailing the boat. It's really, really it's small differences that are coming together to make the performance, and we expect it's going to be just as tight as in the Cup as it was. Certainly, we hope it is going to be. Who knows? The Kiwis might have found hit the turbo button, but we'll find out in a few days' time.
Final question, the ultimate one, as ever. What would it mean to win it? It's been a very, very long time without it. What would it mean to take it back to Blighty?
Yeah, it'd be huge for the whole team. I mean, everyone's put so much effort in over the last, I was going to say 3.5 years, but really 10 years with this organisation, and that's why we're here. But just what an opportunity for us all and for British sailing, right?
I don't think the last couple of weeks has really sunk in yet, and we haven't stopped really to look at the situation and realise how far we've come. You sort of get a lot of comments about it from around the place, and there's a lot of people coming down from the UK to support us, and the support's been amazing, but it's give it another couple of weeks before we stop and take a look at where we are.
We'll give it a good nudge, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, we're the underdogs for now, but who knows where we'll be in a week or so's time. It's very exciting stuff. We don't need to overhype it, but hell, we've done it anyway.